On three, let's say a movie that you think reflects our friendship. You got one?
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay. One, two, three. Step
Dumb and
Brothers.
Dumber.
Bro, you, you know what's
Same
funny?
vibe.
That was actually like my second one. That was my
Oh, really?
second one. Yeah,
Yeah.
was Dumb
Yeah.
and Dumber.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah. I was like, shoot, if he goes for something that's like nice and sentimental, like about two guys, like, but no.
I
Yeah.
think that was the thing with that one. I was like, I like it definitely perfectly reflects who we are, but I was like, man, there has to be some like a little bit more sentimental. And I was thinking, then Step Brothers came, and I was like, I just thought of the scene when they're
Oh,
like in the bunk beds.
yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's it right there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
How you been, my brother?
Not bad, bro. If you notice, I
I was gonna
clean
say,
slate here.
I was gonna say,
And it wasn't by intention. I'd maybe per se. So basically, last night or yesterday evening, we had this event, and it was kind of I had a little mustache, like I had a little Robert Downey Jr. thing
mhm.
starting to happen, like a little bit, but the Asian version, like the Ken Watanabe version.
Yeah.
But then it was kind of long, and so I went to Dylan's like one of their advisors' clients events, like their company's client event, and it's the Children's Hospital Gala, and it's like at LA Live, and it's a black tie event, and you see all these. So like Demi Lovato performed and stuff, and it's
Wow.
like pretty intimate. So it's like you're with all these like kind of like high maka maka people, you know.
Wow.
So I had to like make sure I look like trim it
Clean up
down.
a
So I
little
tried to
bit.
trim it, and then I used the wrong guardrail or whatever, and it kind of like these nostril points that stick out a little bit
Mhm.
more. So it kind of like caught in between there, and it kind of cut it a little bit shorter. So it kind of looked like a reverse, not to say like Hitler, but like reverse like Hitler, thing. Like it was like
Yeah.
instead of like right here, it was like empty right here. And I was like, fuck. So I tried to trim everything back down. And I was like, nah, bro, it looks stupid. Then I'll actually look like
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber out there. Like, so I was like, fuck, I gotta take it off. So I did that. So I was already stressed, and that kind of threw off everything. And then I haven't tied like my tie like like
Mhm.
a long time. So I was like,
Had to
after a
watch a
few times
YouTube
of not getting
video.
it right, but that was like up to the buzzer beater basically. But then we showed up, and yeah, immediately right into it. Then it's like, oh, I think Jimmy Kimmel's over there. And
Oh,
I was
bruh.
like, nah way. And I was like, look to the side, and I was like, then we got a little closer. I was like, oh yeah, it's Jimmy Kimmel. He's tall, bro. He's
How
like
really?
he's like over 6 feet.
Okay, okay, I always
Not
get
Jimmy
confused
Fallon.
between yeah, okay,
Yeah,
so Jimmy Kimmel, okay, yep. How tall?
he's probably like around our height. Like he's like I think,
Wow,
but maybe he's maybe taller than 6 feet.
wow. He doesn't look that tall on TV. I mean, I guess
No,
behind the desk, you can't
I
really
heard Jimmy
tell.
Fallon's pretty tall too, bro.
He looks a little lengthy, I will
Yeah,
say.
he's a little
Yeah.
taller. But Conan is like massive, or
I heard Cohen is
like
like six
fucking
five or
huge. Yeah,
something.
yeah. So it's like, wow, these hosts are like pretty tall.
Yeah.
It was funny. Like there's like kind of like a red carpet. You just like walk in, and like there's
Wow.
just like photos, like take photos of you, and there's open bar and stuff too. So definitely like after all the stress of us like getting ready, we just got a drink and everything. But I was kind of nervous because like black tie event, it was like, oh, you have to wear tux and everything. So
Very LA
yeah, one of the
type
most LA
of,
things, yeah, I've
yeah,
done. So it was
night type of
cool.
thing. That's
It was
awesome,
cool.
bro.
But there was a commotion happening by our table. And like, what's going on? And I kind of looked, and I was like, I saw the back of someone's head. I was like, is that Jennifer Gardner or whatever? But all these nurse like people were taking photos with this lady. It's like, what's going on? Like they're trying, and she's walking through in this red dress, and it was Meghan Markle, the Prince Harry's
What?
Duchess. Yeah, you recognize her if you look her up like right now, or
Yeah, let me check her
Megan.
out.
Yeah, you know who she is. She's in Suits.
Yeah.
So she's like a legit princess or duchess.
Sheesh.
So
No Prince Harry though.
no Prince Harry. Yeah,
That
and that would have been cool.
would have been
But she's
crazy.
probably the big like the highest. Like it was like the elite C there, and then after that.
Yeah.
They announced like Demi Lovato in like a weird way. Like these, well, it was cute. It was like these kids were on.
Mhm.
They brought these two kids on. They were patients at Children's
Oh,
Hospital
that's
or something.
cool.
So it was awesome. The hosts were asking them questions like, "Oh, and then do you know who our next guest is, and or this our special performer is?" And she was like, little." And it's like, oh, are you? It's like, do you like his music? And she's like, yeah, like not bad. And then he's like, oh, well, maybe are you ready, excited for it anyway? You want her to like, impress you, or like you're ready to be excited for this? And she's like, like not really. And I was like, damn, dude.
Damn.
And then Demi Lovato comes out, and I was like, it was kind of weird, but then it's kind of like, oh shit. And then, but she came out and started belting, singing. We went up to the front, and they were like right there. I can show like a clip of it later, but it was like very intimate. She's like right there, like probably like 10,
Wow.
15 yards away. She ripped like 3 or 4 songs, and I forgot like she has some bangers.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall pretty like cool event, like trippy event. But
Yeah. That
that
sounds
was
insane, bro.
that was me last night. That's why I was like this morning I needed the coffee because it was just like
Yeah.
went a little late. How you been though? How's everything?
Been good, bro. The best way I could put it is this past Saturday, I felt like I earned a lot of man points to the point where I feel a normal, like a really masculine man who like works in a like mechanic shop or something would at least have like some respect for it, you know? Like he
Yeah.
would kind of like give me a nod or something.
Okay. Okay.
so so kind of just to provide some context, yeah, did some car work on my Santa Fe. It was the control arms and tie rods on
Mm,
both of the front wheels.
okay.
And essentially what was going on is if I was going at a higher speed, like 35 plus, and I had to brake, the front two tires would pretty much like wobble because the tire rods were pretty bust and then the control arms were a little older. And so like pretty much like those are the two things that control the wheels from going like this. So when you change them, it's sturdy now. So when you
Mm,
brake, it just kind of like stays steady.
nice. So
So
you replaced the whole. You went under and like replaced everything, like the
yeah,
rods
so
and the
just like
arms and
the
everything.
exactly, yeah, like
Mm,
yeah, pretty much on both of the wheels. Took out the
mm,
wheels and then had to change out each side.
mm,
So it was the like biggest project me and my cousin have done. And I mean, Cart, you know, like for most of my life, I've never been a guy to do car work. You know, all of this is really I'm still a rookie to all of this,
yeah. Well, I mean,
and
likewise. Like
yeah,
me too.
yeah,
Like both of us.
yeah. It's a new world, bro. Whenever I do this, like, because luckily I have my cousin here who has like mechanic experience. He's an engineer, and so he is kind of the one who really takes me under his wing and teaches me all this stuff. But I always have felt like almost a fish out of water whenever I go over to his house and we're like doing this car work. And a lot of times, especially in the beginning, he'll like kind of give me a task to like, try and get me to learn and start to do things on my own because he doesn't want to just do it for me. So he'll like tell me like, okay, here, like loosen this nut. And bruh, like when I say I would like go over there and with all my strength try and like get this like nut loosened
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
and it wouldn't
Yeah.
budge, bro. It just wouldn't like even move and stuff. And then he comes over and just goes bang and cranks it open. Bro, it's one of the most
I'd love to see
embarrassing
that.
feelings.
You're
Yeah.
squeezing it.
Bro, like veins popping out, everything, just trying to get this nut loose and like no
Always
movement.
trying to get the nut loose
Yeah.
over there. Yeah. He's
Pause.
really trying to
Pause.
pause. Yeah.
But bro, yeah. So for the longest time, it would be that constant, just getting embarrassed. Honestly, feeling like I
Oh,
I'm losing my like manhood whenever I go there,
just like
and
one
he's like,
more.
yeah, yeah.
Like a little.
He's just
Yeah.
like showing me up, but through the years, been getting better and better, and I was like determined with this project, like this was gonna be like a new chapter. I was gonna kind of like prove myself with this one. So I was all motivated going over to the house and everything. And we get there and pretty much Taylor's telling me like that it's gonna be a whole day project. We're probably gonna be going up until the nighttime. And so I'm, gearing up for that, kind of getting myself psyched a little bit, still motivated, like, okay, I'm gonna show this car what's up, type of deal. And so right off the bat, we get into it. and he kind of just instantly is like, okay, like loosen this nut, and it's the tie rod, and I'm looking at it. There's like grime. It looks like grime from like years, and so before it would be like that, like I would already feel the embarrassment kind of like overcome me, and but then I was just like, nah, like this, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different right here, and so I
Nice.
kind of get in there, find a good leverage where I can just yank my whole body back and like literally all my weight going down. And I just go and I'm pushing, 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 and then bang, it just like loosens up. Like, and
Oh,
instantly my
nice.
cousin gives me a fist bump. He's like, nice, 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 nice. And then from that point on, we're just like taking off, like going like bang, 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 jamming, taking off the tire, control arm, tire rod, all this stuff, and swapping them out. Pretty much, long story short, we get done by before 5 p.m., which was way better than what we were
Wow, way
expecting.
above
So
ahead of schedule. Yeah.
way ahead of schedule. And we even did like did a couple extra stuff because we had some extra time that we weren't expecting. At that point, I felt like just a ton of pride. I felt like I did it, and throughout the day, I mean, I was trying to put this like humbly. I was doing good. I was like humbly. I was able to like get a bunch of nuts loose.
Wow. Just
I
blasting off nuts
was
that
I
that
was
day.
yeah, I was blasting off nuts left and right,
Wow. It's really locked
um,
and loaded that
locked
entire
and
day.
loaded. I was feeling pride, and when you do like car work, you kind of get this like your hands
Yeah.
are all like black from the dust and grime, and
Yeah.
even though I wiped my hands, I still had the grime underneath my fingernails, but it was almost like a sign of like pride that I accomplished this. And
Yeah.
I was driving home in my sturdy car, like, looking at my fingernails, like, yeah,
Feels
yeah,
good. Yeah.
I'm like that, and stuff.
Day of hard work. Yeah.
Yeah, day of hard work.
Yeah.
I pull up to the house, and then the Georgia Alabama game was playing. So
Oh, nice.
sit down, crack open a beer, and sit there. And it was just like one of the most manly nights up until the point that Cam and his girlfriend came back to the house with a bag from Target of all these face masks for the house. And they're trying to like
Cam?
yeah, Cam,
Cam came back?
yeah, funny enough. No, I
That's
mean
great.
it was guaranteed like his girlfriend's idea.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's just funny the visual
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, the Cam. Well, it was Adele really saying it.
right.
And like I said, at this point I have a beer, I have grime underneath my fingernails. I still have like the sweat from like the day.
Mhm.
And I'm just like nah, like I'm not trying to like do that right now.
Yeah.
I'm soaking this in, I'm
Yeah.
soaking this moment in.
Yeah.
But then after convincing, she's like, oh, the whole house is gonna do it and stuff. Come on, like I was like, it kind of like reached a point where it was the decision point. Do I kind of sit in my hard work and effort and manlyhood and just like ride off into the sunset with that, or do I throw on this pineapple gelled face mask, grab a glass of wine, and watch movies the whole night? And I ended up watching the movie with the face mask, and honestly, my skin the next morning and everything, I honestly was stoked about it.
Oh,
But
no shame, bro. I mean,
yeah,
like I love, yeah, a good face mask is always like,
dude,
I know there's like the stereotypes about
yeah,
certain things and like
yeah,
very manly things versus like
yeah,
very like traditionally like, I don't know, felt like girly, like kind of
more
like
girly
things.
things.
But
Yeah,
like, no,
yeah,
there's no shame in it.
no,
Like
totally.
face
And
masks are pretty
honestly,
awesome. And
I
yeah,
think like for the most part, normally, yeah, this isn't like a thing I would even think about. I would gladly do a face mask, drink wine, watch movies. That's
yeah,
actually like more so my type of night. It was more so just the fact that I felt really manly with like the beer, football, just
yeah,
got done doing car work, and I
no, it's
almost didn't
fair.
want to let that feeling go.
Yeah,
I was like trying to hold on desperately to that feeling, and I knew
yeah,
if I went into that,
just
like
be
this
in it.
other, yeah, I was just gonna like
That's
throw that feeling
hilarious, bro.
back.
Bro.
So, but no, it was awesome. It was one of those face masks that it gets super hard, and then you have to peel it off.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, have you ever done one of those?
Maybe I've done the one like the nose mask one where it's like it really and it gets hard in your nose and then
Yeah.
it
Okay. Same
rips
thing.
off all
Yep.
the stuff from the pores and everything. It's like pretty
Yep.
satisfying, honestly.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So same thing, but it was like just over the whole face and stuff. And so, peeling it off was it was nice, honestly. That feeling
That's a
was
funny
just
combo. Hey, but I
yeah.
think you won, honestly. Like, I don't know, Matt, like a day of hard
Yeah.
work, get your hands dirty, then you get a
Mm-hmm.
beer, then
Mm-hmm.
you get delivered a face mask, and you just like fully
Bruh.
recover and then watch a
Yep.
movie too after the
Yep.
game.
A little wine
It's
now
kind of the best
too.
of both worlds,
Dude,
honestly. But
yeah.
I feel you trying to, because I don't want to live in that as well. And
Just that pride a little bit longer.
yeah, and I definitely felt like doing car work, like work on Dylan's car too,
Hmm.
everything,
Hmm.
like learning the process from her pops and everything, just with like compounding everything, the meticulous process of like doing layer after layer. Like you got to pay attention
Yeah.
to detail, like detailing, polishing, and then like doing the graphene, like being like in every little like corner and edge. Like once you peel back and like rip back all the layers, then you see all these other things, like little specs and stuff that you like, oh, you get really like perfectionist about, and like really want to like,
Mm.
sometimes you can't even see things that are like really like there until like you kind of
Kind
like
of step
wipe the
back.
slate clean a little bit.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's probably something within that as well, but it's just a long process too, just working on the
Yeah.
car and like, yeah, kind of sweating throughout the day. But after the day, yeah, like the beer,
Yeah.
um,
Hits.
after car work hits
Yeah.
for sure.
And that was exactly so the duo I was kind of like thinking about from this experience was the aspect of like hard work to relaxation and this
mm,
complementary pair because it is a balance like you just said of working hard but also taking the time to relax and
yeah,
almost like enjoying the fruits of your labor
yeah,
and finding that balance. And I think everyone's balance is a little different, but finding what works for you
hmm,
is like kind of like what I was like thinking about from this experience because I think it's almost like one of those duos that it has stronger implications towards like life as a whole
mm,
because it's almost this balance in choosing between these two is almost a lot of what you're going to choose to do with your time. And I think sometimes people might get too stuck into, and I know this is probably like what I have a hard time with. Sometimes I get too stuck in just working hard, pushing, and then I don't give myself the time to relax, enjoy the fruits of my labor, and just like slow down a little bit. There's
yeah,
that saying that they say, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And I
mm,
know that's something I gotta like always remind myself because sometimes I'm just, pushing, working hard and stuff. And then on the other ends of the spectrum too, it's like you can relax so much to the point that you almost get stuck in that relaxation and you're
yeah,
not growing, evolving, you're trying to experience new experiences because you're almost stuck in that comfort. I think that was like something I've been kind of thinking about based off of that experience with the car work to face masks and the hard work to relaxation and recovery.
relaxation never feels like as good for
Yeah.
some reason. Yeah, it's just like human nature, I guess, until like after you put in the work, or after you've
Mhm.
felt like productive or feel like you've like done something or have tried your best at something, and then like when you vacation, it's even better. No,
Yeah.
definitely a duo.
It's like one of those things, yeah, you can't really have one without the other because if you don't like put in like a lot of like hard work and you don't work hard previous to relaxation, it's not really relaxation at that point. You're just it's like the same. It's
Yeah.
like the hard work is what makes you be able to like relax and just enjoy that
Hmm.
relaxation period. And at the same time, it's like you can't really work hard if you don't rejuvenate, recover, and relax. You're limited in how hard you can work if you don't also do that.
True.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
To reset and everything.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
It's like they almost like complement each other a little bit as well.
Yeah. And
And
that can be like in a bigger timeline of things, but also like in the small day to day stuff too. You can
yeah,
like bottle, you can really like zoom it down or to like an into like a moment within just your morning or whatnot, right? Because like could be
yeah,
like, yeah, working hard at your job and everything like all year, and then like you get this vacation or this trip that you get to go on and just relax and like enjoy the fruits of your labor and like,
hmm,
kind of just enjoy that time and have the freedom to just get away and just like experience, I don't know, like a trip or something like you always wanted
Yeah.
to do. And then I feel like even like getting day to day is like, even when we're like in a workout, you know, like you
Mm,
go to the gym, you work really hard, and like after you shower and everything, or you can do like an ice bath or something
yeah.
and just relax or drink the protein
Protein.
shake and just
Yeah.
like sit down, and it feels like good. And going again to like me getting ready like last night, it's not like hard work or anything, it's just like me getting stressed out,
But
honestly, just
pushing,
like
yeah.
pushing
Yeah.
to like kind of get out, and then like I just needed to like take a breath for like for a second,
Mm,
but just taking a moment to like breath, like breathe and like
mm,
reset, because if I didn't do that, I probably would have gotten
yeah.
still stressed out, like
Yeah. And you
straight
probably
into
would
the
have went to
event.
the
Or
event all stressed out and not
Mhm.
present and just not being, your best self at the
Yeah,
event either.
because you, yeah, like you said, it's a fine line. If you get caught in one or the other a little too far, it's like it's probably, it's not the best. And that's the whole like, yeah, yin and yang of things too, and just
Yeah.
like the push and pull again. But yeah, no, that's a great one, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'll say like the only last thing I could think about with this duo is I think within your relationships, this also ties into it as well. And I think this is like something I'm continuing to like figure out. I don't have this mastered by any means, and I'm still trying to learn how to be able to do this better with each relationship I have. But I think, each relationship needs an aspect of push people to be their best versions of themselves, maybe even like challenge in the point of like so that they can be better.
Yep.
But then at the same time, there also needs to be that relaxation of not pushing and just, maybe getting to know them on a like deeper level of more like love and time just being with each other even. And so I think finding that balance in the same way that you got to find the balance within your own life and with your time, there's also a balance with each relationship you have, and each relationship might be different per the person. Maybe someone, they want to be pushed a little bit more, or they like can handle being pushed and stuff, and so maybe you're able to push them a little bit more. Another
Hmm.
relationship, maybe they need the other thing a little bit more. Maybe they just need someone to just be there for them, love them, and maybe they don't even need to be pushed because they push themselves.
Hmm.
They just need someone to kind of be there. So
Yep.
in like a more relationship, collaboration standpoint, that's kind of how I saw it, like related to that a little bit
For
as
sure.
well.
It's true. It's important. It's like I went to this like yoga class recently again for the first time,
Okay.
yoga class, and I love it. Like early in the morning,
Oh
first
yeah.
thing, because you get in the hot room, you get all the sweat out, and then like
Hot yoga too?
yeah, yeah.
Ooh, okay,
So it's
yeah.
just kind of like metaphorical or like representative of like how the day will go to. It's kind of like, oh, you put in the
Mm,
work and you just like you let it all out and you can like relax after. So it's just like you're setting up
mm,
your day for that. The same thing as like working out or like running in
yeah,
the morning too.
yeah,
So having some type of routine. But anyways, yeah, I was just thinking about it. Like my favorite part of the yoga class is the shavasana at the
yeah.
end, after like you push all you can out, you're sweating, you're working, you're doing like the sculpt and everything. And by the way, like there's okay, so our instructor was she had surgery on her knee, so she was on crutches in the
Oh,
corner.
bruh.
So she had, but she was still out there, she was still like running it, and she's like, oh, but as an example, we have like this guy who you guys can follow like up in the front, and like he was just his representative. I don't know if he worked there or not, but like
Gotcha.
the dude Loki looked like Henry Cavill, like Superman, like Henry Cavill, like, but
Wow.
except like heavyweight, like he's
Well,
just like a
big dude
big
then,
dude.
like
Yeah, like a
yoked.
big, yeah, like yoke, but also
Wow.
just kind of like he seemed like kind of like a big guy like prior, and then
Wow.
he kind of just like it looked like like a gym bro, like honestly.
Jeez.
But he
You,
was doing all the poses and everything, so it's kind of funny like seeing him doing some
yeah.
poses in the front, but he was still like
Was he good? Was he like
he's pretty good.
able?
He had to pause. He had to
Wow.
pause for like some like certain things after a while, but like he was good. He was really holding the poses. But it's funny seeing like him. I think it was just me and him were like the
Yeah.
other only two guys. It was early in the morning, that's
Wow.
why, and the rest were just like girls. But it's just like we
Bunch of
got into
yeah, bunch
work
of
and
girls.
everything, and then But anyways, like yeah, when you're able to just like wind down and like slow down your breath and everything
Mhm.
after pushing really hard and everything, and just like relax in the silence and the sounds of the room,
Yeah.
and just like really reaping the benefits of like the hard work and like just lay there and just not think about anything. It's like one of the
Mhm.
that's why I do it. Like that's like one of the best feelings. But it's only because of the
The
like you were
work that
just
you kinda
saying
put
the hard
in.
work that you
Yeah,
put in. Like if you just
100%.
yeah, I could do. I mean, it would be nice if I rolled out of bed and I put out a mat on my floor or whatever and like just
Just
laid there,
instantly went into Shavasana, yeah.
but it wouldn't hit
Yeah.
nearly as good
No, yeah,
as
100%.
getting in a hot like room, like with
Mhm.
weight, pumping like weights and stuff and doing like going through a whole like cardio routine and workout and like it just doesn't hit nearly as
Mhm.
hard. Like it's hard to
Yeah.
explain, but
I think, yeah, for me too, I know, just to be able to, like, meditate and be present, it's hard for me to do that if I don't get my blood flowing instantly. I've tried to do the thing where I get out of bed and I try to go straight into meditation, and it's hard because my head's still stuck in my bed. It's I'm still like almost like dreaming a little bit, like, and once I get that blood flow and like some sweat out, then it's like it's a lot easier for me to like lay there and be present and not almost like think about it. And I like for the shavasana, it's one of those things too where when your body is almost like going through a reflection of what it just went through, but your mind is just there's nothing really going on. It's just, present in the like current moment.
I wonder why like
I don't
that. Maybe it's
know.
just like maybe it's literally like a physical like a body to mind connection thing where
Hmm.
it's like how people like even when they I need to go think or whatever they go on a run. Maybe it's
Yeah.
because like your body naturally takes over. So I don't know. You're able to clear your head a little more just because instead of it all being in your brain, like just sitting here
Hmm.
or something, or like because your body has to like or brain partly has to like recover or like work on your other limbs and on parts of your body. Maybe you're able to
Hmm.
just like release some stress or just some thoughts from that from your brain
Yeah.
powers to just like be able to like clear your brain like literally like just a little bit more because it's like focused on other things like you're doing
Yeah.
something else or something. Even like
Yeah. I
going on a
didn't.
drive, it's like putting it
Yeah.
in auto because it's kind of like auto mode. Like you don't
Yeah.
really think about these things when you're laying there where you're running or whatever, but it
Yeah.
somehow it like helps clear your brain because yeah, I guess the human brain is
Yeah.
very powerful. So it's like if it's all just on the human brain, you can kind of overthink and get in that cycle and
Totally.
everything. But even I'm
Totally.
sure like working on the car is probably some type of zen
Yeah.
too, like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
focused on like that
I
task
think,
and you know what you got to do. And it's like you're not really thinking about anything else other than that.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm no neuroscientist or anything like that, but I'm really interested in all of this types of stuff. I listen to a bunch of podcasts, read some books about it, and I know a lot of the different research. I mean, a lot of this kind of ties into like that flow state when you're
Mm,
in flow, and
mm,
like flow is essentially when you're doing something that you've done very often and your brain kind of like goes into like your body goes into autopilot and your brain can like clear out from what's going on because naturally we're always in this like fight or flight mode of
mm.
with especially with like different social things kind of going on, our heads always just like stuck in everywhere else, but it's not until we're doing something that kind of brings us flow that we're able to just clear our minds. And that's why running, going on a walk, yoga, meditation, driving, because it's just something you could almost
Yeah.
like thoughtlessly do. And then that way your mind can just clear out and not really focus on anything. And you're just being in presence. And for me, it's like I've been trying to find more times to kind of be in that flow state.
Yeah. I guess
Um,
that's a goal, right? Just to
yeah.
try to find that flow state as
Yeah.
much as
As
possible,
often as you
just be
can.
because that's like
Yeah.
kind of the definition of like presence, right? You talked about relationships and like the whole, pushing each other, but also like regressing and like being able just to like
Yeah.
listen to each other. But
Yep.
I wonder if there's like a flow state
With relationships, you
relation with
talking about?
relationships
Huh.
too. Because then you
See,
can't
that's
really
interesting.
I guess two people, I think there are like therapeutic techniques with a couple or whatever, or with your relationship where you just like kind of,
Yeah.
have you seen those things where you just like look at each other or you just like sit there?
Mhm. Mhm.
Or
Mhm.
maybe there's
Yeah.
flow states where you're just having a moment, like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
just there with them, Like I don't know if there's like flow, like Is that a thing? Because I've heard of like, yeah, flow state with the individual, like yourself, but like flow state with like in relationships. I've never really like
So I
like
forgot
thought about it.
where I I learned this or heard about it or what, but I do remember learning about it where it was talking about it's really beneficial as couples to just one like share experiences with each other, but almost doing things that I guess like bring you maybe one person or each other flow. So whether it be like you like both of you guys maybe doing a shared meditation together, because there's like, and this goes into the energy aspect of it too. Like energy is released
Mm.
and you're sharing it with each other and stuff. So I know there's been a lot of like research recently done with like group meditations, like big groups, and pretty much like these groups, like each person has these meters on their head that read their brain waves and everything. And interesting enough, at like the same point in the meditation, they found that every single one of those group members entered the same brain to heart connection, HRV pattern or something like that.
Oh,
And
fuck.
yeah, and that it's like almost a shared flow connection between each and
Oh,
every single
wow.
one of them. In a like sometimes it's like a group of 100 people. It's really interesting, and maybe it's
That's
even
crazy.
like on a big standpoint too, like a concert. Everyone in that arena or whatever almost has a shared energy, shared like flow a lot of times.
Oh, wow. I mean, that makes
But
sense. Yeah,
yeah,
that's kind of we should. I mean, I'd love to look more into it. We should
yeah,
like talk to someone to like
yeah, dude,
appreciate that.
dude, if we can get an interview with someone who can like
Who like
actually
can
break
help
down the
explain that?
science,
Because I
yeah,
mean, that does make sense. Like you think about when you are in a cohort or like your workplace too,
yeah, yeah,
you share the same
energy,
energy or flow.
yeah,
You're working towards the same common goals, or if it's in your family house, like even whatever
hmm,
energy is like in the house or like
yeah,
whatever your family's going through, you're sharing the same like feelings. And I guess it could be flow, right, as well,
yeah.
or like whatever. Yeah,
It might tie like into each other for sure, dude. Yeah, this honestly, I that we should definitely like kind of mark this down as like whenever we start doing interviews, it could be
yeah,
cool because I know originally we wanted to interview maybe duos or at least one person who was part of a dynamic duo, but it
mm.
could even be cool like interviewing relationship therapists or relational psychologists, but people who can almost break
Dude,
down the
like yeah,
science
the
between
science behind duos,
connections. Yeah,
the science behind duos, and even like
yeah,
conflict, like therapists too, where it's like
yep.
conflict
Working through that
duos
almost.
or like the
Yeah,
yin and yeah, the
yeah,
push, like the
yeah,
push
yeah,
against each other too.
yeah.
I mean that's great, and that's not only like reflecting on like some of our greatest duos, but also like showing the science behind it, and also like how
You're
again
actually
it just
learning
points
too about
towards
it.
yeah learning and how we can be better
Hmm,
duos and how we can be better
hmm.
partners and everything, collaborators like you said in life, and that will help inform a bunch of people too.
Bruh, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome. This is monumental right here. You guys are listening to a monumental discovery in the podcast because yeah, I think we should make this happen, and stuff. Like I feel we can easily
100%.
find the right knowledgeable people who would love to share this information to help a bigger group of people and educate a bigger group of people and stuff too. So yeah, I think this is a monumental
I mean, yeah, if we could hit
day.
this, dude, I think it could be nice. We gotta get more than one viewer. first,
Yeah.
first we gotta just be to make this
Wh-
scene, but
whoever
like
whoever is that one viewer right now, you are part of this
scientists,
monumental moment in,
yeah,
in
like
history of
please, if you
duos.
want to be a part of this moment, please join us.
Yeah, tune in now.
We're both curious people too. Like we're always,
Totally.
seeking. I mean, as a lot of people are,
Yeah.
you try to seek as much knowledge and try to understand our world better and everything as
Hmm.
you grow older and you gain experiences. Like that's just a constant. It's like a constant thing, just like
Yep.
through life, right? Like you're just trying to,
Doesn't stop, man.
yeah.
Doesn't stop. I feel
I mean, as the
that's.
great Kobe Bryant said, the Mamba mentality, constant quest to be one's best self. So
Mhm. And,
um,
and Kobe always talked about that sense of curiosity too, and how important
that's
that
true.
is to never lose that sense of curiosity in whatever you do. Always be
Hmm.
curious and ask questions. And even though we might have one listener right now. Even though we might just have one listener, I think it's cool that we have this space
And
to.
it's my mom.
Actually, we have two listeners
Oh,
then.
two
Your
listeners.
mom and my mom.
Yeah.
But we have this space where at least even if no one else is learning with us, at least we can learn. We can interview these people and everything and put it out
I
there for the
know.
world to
If
learn.
they'd
But
agree to it, yeah.
yeah,
But
I
like,
mean, I'm stoked about it. Just have like the thought of learning from some like professionals in like this space is
that'd be awesome. We gotta just find.
exciting.
Yeah, we could probably get led to it. We
Yeah.
can figure it out.
Yeah, so yeah, this is something I kind of want to throw out to the audience too. Like, for those of you who feel like you have a good balance with this hard work and relaxation, the push and pull, I kind of just want to throw out the question of what are some habits or practices that you implement to continue to adjust and retune yourself to be balanced to the two of these. And if you feel like you aren't balanced, what are some action items that you want to start taking place so maybe you could find a little bit better of a center with this? And I'm really asking this because I kind of want to learn from all you guys, maybe all two of you guys, both are moms. But
I mean, I'm actually curious too because I've never asked my mom that.
yeah. No, same. No,
Like, how
Jen,
do you
mom,
reset?
mom, mom. I'm really interested, actually. But yeah, no, honestly, if there's anyone besides my mom, I wanna know as well.
Too, like, what gets you in that flow state, right? Like,
Mm,
how do you find flow in your
yeah,
life, and like what activities can help you? Like, is there some like routine you have, or is there something you do that helps you get into flow state? You talk about routines and habits and everything. Like, I know some people like need to light a candle to get into a flow state of
mm,
writing or something, or some people need to like do
mhm,
certain things before they, it's like the whole thing about like getting coffee in the morning. It's like these habits and
yeah,
routines can help you get into that state. These things that we talked about that are just like auto mode, like there's just things that auto mode, but they help like get you into the zone or
yeah.
whatever. So that I'm
To-
curious to know, yeah, how people get
Totally.
into flow states as well.
Yeah, that's super beneficial too. Yeah, I think that's the episode. We appreciate you guys for giving us a listen. Love you, mom, and yeah.
Yes, love you, mom, and to both their moms. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and anyone else
Yeah.
watching as well, have an amazing day. And just remember that everything is better as a duo. We'll see you
Yes,
guys next
sir.
time.